This is state of emergency. What you want me to do? I'm sorry. I'm back.
Yeah. You gotta understand what I'm talking about. Talk about in this one. Sexy as hell to me,
Yo, it's Big Seaniemo. What's happening? I'm back. First one of the year. Let's get to the meat of the matter, and we'll address a few other things after. This past weekend, HBO had a boxing event on that put Ricky Hatton against Juan Arango. I hope I said his name right. And also had on the undercard Jose Luis Castillo against Herman Nunganjo. Once again, hope I got those names right. Let's get to the Jose Luis Castillo fight. I really wasn't impressed. To be honest, I was hoping that the opponent would have won, and the opponent seemed to have had a little bit of stamina in the fight, but it was just like all of a sudden he lost it, you know. And as far as Castillo go, well, I mean, first of all, it was nice to see Diego Corrales, Winky Wright, and Queen of Comedy comedian Samoa in the audience to check out the fight. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, is he fighting better at this weight or not? And I just did not get an answer. He seemed a little sluggish. He didn't really see, to me, now this is just my own personal opinion, he seemed a little sluggish, and he didn't seem like he was suitable for his weight. He didn't appear to be as agile as he would at a lighter weight. So, I mean, overall, he won. A win is a win, and I can't take that away from him. But personally, I was not impressed with the performance at all. Hopefully, he'll be able to make, you know, he made enough money to pay off that fine, that $100,000 that he owed on that fine for not making the weight with the Corrales fight. And I look forward to seeing what could possibly come of him. Now we move on to the Ricky Hatton fight. Juan Arango could have won that easily, because what was going on with that one is he was not punching. I think Arango's problem was he wasn't punching as much as Ricky Hatton was. I know Ricky Hatton won on points because there was no way he was really hurting this cat. I know there were a few times during the fight where Arango was throwing them body shots, and it seemed like Hatton was coming up off the ground behind those punches. So clearly he was hurt, even though he may not have admitted it. One thing that really vexed me about the fight was the holding that Ricky Hatton was doing there. I understand a boxer does get tired, but sometimes, you know, there is a little too much holding, and Ricky Hatton was deliberately doing some holding if you go back and look at the fight. I think they ought to start taking the points away from any boxer that decides holding is the best way to win a fight, because that's just not happening. It takes away from, you know, what this boxer could possibly show. If you're tired, you're tired. You know, and I understand that, but I don't think that a boxer needs to hold as much as I saw in this particular fight. Technically, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Ricky Hatton to me is a pub fighter. If you go to London or even here in the States, you know, the barroom brawls, that's the kind of cat that Ricky Hatton strikes me as. Do I think he may impact this time by fighting in Vegas? Nah, not really. Do I think that he'll be recognized because I heard him mention himself as possibly being one of those pound-for-pound fighters? Do I think he'll be recognized for that? No, because he hasn't really been put to a test yet. I think they need to probably put him in with some seasoned cats here in the United States to see what he really has. You know, those cats that can move a little bit and won't allow him to hold and will put his real boxing skills to the test. Overall, even though Hatton won, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm glad the fight was free. I'm glad it was on HBO and free. Because I wouldn't have wasted my money buying this one. I mean, I just wasn't excited about the fight. I saw it was coming on, and so I said, okay, this will be a good one for me for the beginning of the year. but neither boxer was I impressed with. Their opponents, on the other hand, I believe if they take a few more journeyman fights, they possibly could, you know, be some contenders later on. Hopefully within the year, if not, maybe next year. But overall, the fight was so-so. I gotta send a shout out to Chris for sending me the email. Hey, look, brother, you know, I just want to be honest and tell you up front. I come at you from a boxing viewer perspective. I'm not like my counterparts over at Boxing for Real. And guys, if you want to take this as a pot shot, it's whatever. But I don't believe in doing the 10 and 20 minute videos, and most of it is stats and past history. I'm just a get to the meat type of guy. I like to talk about what this fighter could possibly do and how he looked in that current fight. Forget about the last fight, because that doesn't mean that you're going to come into the next fight the same way you did before. I also got an email from ER1115. I hope I got that handle right over at YouTube. And he threw the question at me about the Mayweather-De La Hoya fight and who I thought would win. Well, let me just say this, and I'm just going to go to the last performance, and that's it. I'm not going to do stats or none of that stuff, but the last performance. And I don't believe I put a recording out there. I may have and I may not have, but I will say this: the last Mayweather fight that I saw, I truly was not impressed. I felt as though he did not come into the fight like he should have. De La Hoya's last fight, De La Hoya definitely came out to show that he still had it. Who do I think will win? Only God knows the answer to that question. Who am I rooting for? I like both fighters, but I would really like to see Mayweather maintain what it is that he has going. I hope that, you know, he arises, because you know De La Hoya is not coming in as a slouch nor a punk. So he's going to put Mayweather's boxing skills to the test. Prayerfully, he's training, and he comes in not in no pink trunks with pink gloves. I expect him to come in ready to handle his business. So there's my answer. I'm going to be pulling for Mayweather, but once again, only God knows. Hey, look, I want to thank you cats and you guys and you ladies for the support that you've been giving me, the emails you've been shooting me. Like I said in my last post, I haven't gone. I've just been real busy trying to find a place for what it is that I'm doing, and I find a place for what it is that I'm doing, and I'm trying to take it the way it needs to be. So right now I'm in slight negotiations to possibly syndicate this thing where you'll get more time, maybe even another spot, who knows. But we're looking to take Ring Around the World to another level. I want to tell you to keep stopping by, because there's always something here. I'm going to try to give you what I can. And in the meantime, in between time, if you don't see anything new with me here on YouTube, you can always come past www.seaniemo.com/RATW, which is the Ring Around the World website. And believe me, I got all kinds of posts. I got MMA fight posts, some videos from MMA fights. I got wrestling stuff so that you can come by and check that out. I'm doing a little bit of everything over there. Up until the next fight, and I guess the next time, as always, I love y'all. Be blessed. Think peaceful. I'm out.
Yeah. You gotta understand what I'm talking about. Talk about it in this one.